10 with anything fast into that top site. G2 starting on that offense. NiP looking for a map win to force the third, or it is curtains for the Ninjas. And look at that, three-man split towards the ramp early. Alexi throws the smoke towards the vent to sow doubt, and 4 walk in contact yard.
Yeah, 1x bet odds here favoring G2, and you can understand why after map number 1. Now in the wrong place at the right time, NiP, because just one little look at Alexi B and lobby from Rez here. So U2 will be dispatched, and now they're going to take the space that has been granted. The bomb's across towards Secret. Hampus
He has no idea how many are here.
Yeah, he needs to be careful. The single box can be swung on from either side.
He has no idea just how many are bearing towards him. He's got Esotag in support, Plopski up top, and Esotag is going to get run down here. He does manage to tap away at 1, kept level by Hunter's Glock. NiKo's P250 heard in the warehouse. Now, they can't plant in yard, would be the words of wisdom from Hampus right now.
I think the positive here is Alexi B still has a smoke and a flash left over for them to dispatch towards lower if they so choose. So
they know Hunter's there, but it is going to be a bit of a distraction. It depends how many resources NiP invest into this. And Hampus caught out and executed by Hunter. 2 so far for him into this pistol. Now the advantage firmly in the grasp of G2.
But it doesn't matter. They're down towards lower, and there's no CT rotation just yet. They can throw this smoke out. NiKo has the vent rotation on lock right now, and it is going to have to be a ramp and a secret retake coming through. Rez and Brolin through secret. Plopski from ramp, and no kit in sight.
It's going to be NiKo that does go down first, though, just emerging out of those vents. Jack's there as well, so, it looked good for G2 until it didn't. Now Alexi playing around his own smoke, but 3 CTs barreling towards him. No kit, but plenty of time for this, and that will be Rez. We talked about him having an impactful pistol. Could get the juices flowing for the young Swede, but 3... It's good, and NiP will post their defensive pistol.
Well, he's got a smile on his face right now, and I think one of the keys is we want to see some intent from some of the stars on NiP, or the meant-to-be stars, right? The ones who are here to fill that void, fill that role, and help them be a team to be feared. Remember, they kicked off with a massive win over Heroic, knocking them towards the lower bracket, where they subsequently went out in last place from the group stage. They went up against Na'Vi. They got 10 rounds over 2 maps, and now, well, they kicked things off on Ancient, their map choice, in quite a bleak fashion. They battled back in. They gave themselves some confidence, but it's do or die right now. G2, with a force fire of their own, facilitated by that plant. Funnily enough, m0NESY has gone into a UMP. That's a little bit strange to see. Not really something we see during these force buys. Tech9's digs, MAC-10 around it, and Util as well if they want to go for a top pop.
A bit more armor penetration than the MAC-10 on that. Maybe better against those helmets. Here they come. Through the hut. Brolin does have Jax dead and more in the mag. He didn't have enough bullets. He's finished off by the Plopski MP9 though, and rather a meek attempt so far out of G2. A nice one into the head of Hampus leaves him low. But yeah, it's Hunter and m0NESY trying to find a recovery of sorts. They are flirting with this ramp room. Rez is not going to contest actively, though.
Yeah, not a good fight for m0NESY either. If he was to continue forward into the M4, he should get absolutely shredded, and I think that's going to be Hunter's fate. He's going to walk out hot straight into the FAMAS of Brolin there, and it will just be m0NESY to get scooped on up. It is Plopski with the final nail in the coffin, and 2-0.
I'm tempering my excitement, but in terms of having a competitive second map here, Brolin and Plopski finding multi-kills in those opening rounds does bode well. Confidence is one hell of a drug in Counter-Strike.
And we know the desk was talking about this Nuke pick and a little bit curious about it, so we have to see what the game plan has in store for G2. You're not picking this unless you have a weakness that you want to exploit, and DJL even admitted that they have been having some troubles on Nuke in recent times. They lost to Na'Vi just the other day, 16-7. Previously, they had lost to Mouse, but that was with ZTR standing in.
Very interesting, both in the CT setup and the fact that Hunter's already on that roof. Was on that roof. Hampus has made sure that was a short-lived holiday.
Yeah, and this is where both teams could be feeling a little bit foolish with their choices, right? If G2 get the same fate that just they dispatch towards NiP on map number 1, then we get reset. We go to the third and deciding map here. And it's just a best of one for survival at that point. It will be Inferno if we need it.
Hampus in a prime position to get himself a couple of extra frags here. They are boosting up on red, so it's a free collection for Hampus. It was NiKo boosted up, but that's info on m0NESY's position as well, and Hampus now taking it his turn on the unarmored opponents for a multi-kill.
See if we can get the ace here. Come on, Hampus. Continue to add to those stats that we were talking
I think
about
that'll
from round
oblige.
number 1.
It looks like Jax is going to be right in the firing line, and is. So it's just Alexi awaiting Hampus's fate, and actually decides better.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give him the ace, I think.
No. Can't be having any of that.
Well, you do want to die, Alexi, as grim as that sounds. Lost bonus necessary here for the guns to come out into the next, and we saw what happened to them in the early stages of Ancient, where Hunter went down after time. So you don't want that to be happening, but definitely not wanting the counterpart of in-game leader on the other side to be feeling the confidence early, because Hampus plays quite a key position on the map. Now we'll stay on board with Alexi, the last man alive, and it's not for much longer. Rez will finish him off, and it's a 3-0 start, and quite a clean 3-0 start here. Want to get Alexi, Jax, and NiKo on the board. Currently all residing on 0 kills, but it is the early stages, so no worries just yet. But NiKo, if he has one map where he's quiet, and they were winning, right? It's not like he had to do a lot, so we're not rubbing that in, right? But it's unlikely that he has a follow-up map that's the same. So we should see him coming to life here on the T side of Nuke. No AWP available in the first gun round for G2, but the same can be said for NiP. So 5 rifles for either side, as Roland flirting with some yard aggression here on the jiggles. Doesn't see an awful lot. Hampus has already tucked his way down the vent. So a very standard opening squeaky smoke hut molly. And not a whole lot of presence towards yard within the early stages, but the smoke wall is being lined up by NiKo. Monis over the top, and molly towards Secret for good measure. That'll keep Hampus at bay for now. Has to respect the flames for the 7 seconds, and during this, NiKo can start to work on his crawl. Silently behind the smokes. Going to pivot in towards main.
Brolin's back is turned. Hampus. Oh! Still Brolin deals with NiKo. Hampus as well onto Hunter, so yard clear. S-Attack can focus onto that top side. It's only Jax left on it, and Rez, with 2 from up heaven, will clear out G2, and it is going to remain the case. Still NiKo yet to frag, just the one for Monacy as well. For Rez, as he's built 2 more on that first gun round.
And that's what we want to see from Rez, right? DJ made elimination game, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's about who wants it more. Now, we know the cliches and we love them, but realistically, on Ancient, it didn't look like NiP wanted to be here at all. It's a bit of a stand in a circle, look at each other and realize what you're about to lose here. Nobody wants to start their holidays early, and if you do, you're in the wrong business.
NiKo's got him down the vent, and I think Brolin's all too aware of it. He's opted to try and fend off any later rivals to that portion of the map. 2 have gotten across. NiKo down, and he's being addressed by Rez, so 1 pot shot's probably all he'll get. Slither gap held. Rez aware.
Oh, we even got the kill onto Rez. He's giving up ramp.
Yeah, so that's a lot of pressure onto that low side. It is just NiKo, though. The rest of the squad going to be joining him. Oh, just in the nick of time, Hampus has arrived in the feed. 2, make it 3 out of Hampus. Problem solved. No bomb plan either, so the threat fully vanquished. Yep, that'll do. 5-0. NiP, strong defensive start here, and it's a dominant one. I mean, taking a look at just how many frags G2 have managed to find over the course of these 5 rounds, it is actually just a grand total of what we have, 3, 4, 5, and 6 frags over the course of these 5 rounds. Not something that bodes particularly well. If we can see them now on the AKs, things might likely shift.
Yeah, still no AWP out here for G2. So maybe the game plan doesn't need an AWP in the hands of Monacy here. S-Attack will equip his, and plenty of cash to splash for future rounds. They're all got enough for a residual buy, even if they lose this round to NiP. And S-Attack looking to be tested early here, but it's Brolin just pushing straight through Squeaky in towards lobby. Where was that on Ancient?
Precisely my thoughts. Brolan, he's really been let off the leash, and he's actually pushed further forward. It's a freedom given to them now, because if you're in yard, you don't know what's happening in lobby. NiKo doesn't either. He's responsible for hut. They're going to keep re-smoking that, so that really will slow them down.
Remember, we had a conversation with Threat, and it feels like eons ago, but this was before like the lobby CT push meta would come in within the mid-rounds. He was talking about the meta on this map going to shift. Maybe a couple of ideas here, because you want to let your dogs off the chain, right? Allow them to let the scrim flow through them. Now, it's not just run and shoot. There's a plan behind it, and a secondary smoke thrown in to at least facilitate Brolin's escape. They're spending so much time looking for it.
That's it. That's what I'm so interested by, is that the power of that frag and the second smoke on top has led them to completely cancel plan. Now, his shoes are going to betray him there, but there's the trade. Brolan's having a round. He takes 2 down, cowering in the side now to maintain the advantage. Hunter now responsible for that bomb. It's the 2 of them. Language will shift, and it's only for a moment. Now, he does transition the bomb at least down the vent. It's not in the open anymore, but can NiKo get there? The smoke will imply he can, but he's going elsewhere. Maybe there's a little window of opportunity. Not anymore. Spotted out and dinked up through the corner. Puts him low. 35 HP for NiKo, and still just the one frag.
What does Brolin want? His ace. It's his chance right now as Rez will deny this time
Again,
round.
he actually denied 2 aces so far.
Yeah, well, Rez wants to get his too. He's going to find himself at 7 kills. You have 8 for hampus and 10 for Brolin. This is the configuration that NiP need. These are the players that you want online, and now we're seeing it here. What a great round from Brolin this is. The confidence starting to flow through them at this juncture. And maybe we do have a series. After Ancient thought we'd be packing up early, having a chat to the cameramen, thinking we'll get them home to their wives nice and quick. But now we might be here for an hour or two more.
Certainly, if G2 remain completely silent, goose egg still being sat on, and ooh, it seems likely that will continue. Hard to buck the trend when you're getting sprayed and naded down. NiKo and Hunter working with a halved health pool. hampus already here to receive, and no one's even looking at him. It's just too easy. hampus takes a double. Nade will put Jax low as well. It's m0NESY with perhaps a small chance, but hampus is killing everyone that peeks him. m0NESY in the vents is a little bit of an element of surprise. Maybe hampus unaware as he goes looking for Alexi. 4 frags from the Swedish in-game leader, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to find the 5th. It's m0NESY, and he will deny.
Is Rez going to get this one again?
Oh yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't it? He has been getting those bookend frags to steal everyone's ace.
Oh, he actually might be up to the plate here. The door looking likely to swing open. m0NESY, see what he can find, but it will be S-tag this time. Now, I'm going to call you out here, hampus. You've only been eco-bashing this game, mate. I know those are the only kills you've been able to find, but I think most of them have just been against the eeks.
That's a very good point. I forgot about the Yard 4K as well. Yeah, no, fair cop, fair cop. The Eco Cobra is slithering around in the secret tunnel.
First time out called from G2 here. Xtaz probably has a word or two. So we have quite the contrast here between these two maps. This is it, boys. Let's wake up. We won their map. This is our map choice. We game plan for this. There's a reason we picked this, and the world needs to see it.
Or know what it is, because at the moment, yeah, it just does seem like they've kind of jumped into what the analyst desk was talking about. It's an NiP opportunity.
Yeah, and right here, only 1 plant in the first 7 rounds of play, and that came on the pistol. So first of all, we need to start seeing penetration into the sites to at least get into post-plant situations, because right now, look at how much cash NiP have to work with. You can glance to the left-hand side of your screen. There's multiple buys available. If NiP lose a round, they'll be able to buy. Same again if it's consecutive. G2 have to win, I'd say, 3 gun rounds in a row right now to break the Swedes.
That sounds like a bit of a tall order. Different setup, keeping it dynamic. You've got S-tag this time over towards the secret entrance. hampus catches a glimpse of NiKo, and yeah, with a pin pulled, he goes down. Loud on that B stream now. It sounds like Mao's Vitality is getting to the business end as well. Don't forget, the winner of this one will be meeting the winner of that one.
For another best of 3.
For the last one. that one's for the spot in the Langsess.
The gauntlet of the lower bracket here in the group stage is just insane, and so is that. Hunter will draw one back. It's hampus in the grave. A chance for Jax now on notice. Rez with the fight, and now he's going to be held back by the flames. An aid to follow through. Won't find any damage whatsoever. Still a minute left on the clock as Alexi would love to get a second kill and may have an opportunity or two.
Rez not looking for this. Hunter and Alexi will take L control. It's staying level. Oh, S-tag. He should be dead. He doesn't go down. Instead, Plopski catches Alexi on the hunt. Bomb spotted Hell. Plopski being hunted as well from Hunter's CT angle. Oh. Nice headshot. 30 seconds for m0NESY and Hunter to find the site is surely going to be the upper. That's what Brolin's got, or hedged his bets for as well. Posted up on this T-vent side. Standard headshot duel. Hunter likely to free aim, but Brolin
Round's
just
over.
Sharper, and yeah, no hope now. m0NESY's not got the time to get back up there. He gets
maybe
the first,
not.
But how is he supposed to get the bomb? It's up top. Impossible to retrieve.
He might be able to find S-tag here. He might be able to find him.
Duel up the ladder. Safe, silent, and secure. Ooh, closest opportunity for G2 so far.
That is hard for... Okay. I was going to say hard for SSAG as well, because you want to get away quickly but quietly.
Yeah.
Try not to give away your position, but a bungee jumps down, breaks his legs, and m0NESY will retain the AWP. You can see what SSAG was going for there, because if he killed m0NESY after time...
Wow, okay. It looks like a competitive one over there.
Oh, more than a competitive one. Look at this. Zyro on a scout to defend against 15 for Mars. We might get a yell in a minute here. You might be able to pick that up at home, but we need to turn our attention back towards the A stream here. NiP up 8-0. This is reminiscent of Ancient, and hampus this time round with a fast move. Gets himself in towards top secret, and 3 are coming his way. 2 towards ramp. Alexi gets the opener. That is a chance to get in towards the lower side, but the bomb's down towards yard.
Yeah, they're going to find him now. It should be NiKo's frag every day of the week. A weapon upgrade as well, as G2 have the man advantage. Look at SSAG though. Forward of the smokes, aggressive in the corner, not ready for m0NESY's clear, but Plopski's filled the gap as well. They're not going to be expecting another CT so close to red container. Like, this is a frag all day of the week, unless Hunter...
He can save him.
Oh, Plopski still gets it just in time. What a chaotic round.
Brolin has a chance here. I think that m0NESY spotted the barrel, so they have a good idea where this last player is. Walking through the smoke, Alexi could catch him on a bit of a timing, and he will. Finally, G2, they will break through. 8-1 the score reads, but a lot more work to be done.
So NiKo gets this. It was more interesting after the S-Attack frag. You see that Plopski pushes, Hunter decides he has to bodyguard. It is Alexi building off of that info that you assume m0NESY might have gotten just prior to his death.
He just saw the leg or the barrel, right? So had a little bit of info there. I want to give a big thumbs up to Alexi's entry at ramp as well. That is the one that really got the round started. NiKo's was a necessity, but it was just chaos towards that yard position, and back in with another buy. NiP here, we've already discussed the finances. You know that they have more than enough to get out everything they want and more. S-Attack's AWP patrolling yard one more time and wants to be a nuisance here. Does spot one, looking for light info here and a smoke walk to be deployed.
It's hampus, they're taking it in turns. Now S-Attack might have vision over the smoke. NiKo's not careful because he's taking the safe passage out of the line of fire. Now, Brolin's aggression's been quashed ever since that lobby push.
Couple of issues here for S-Attack, and Rez as well will be on notice momentarily. NiKo can actually walk through the smoke, but we were looking over towards ramp. Rez is being pushed here. He's got the first, needs to get away.
Mission accomplished from the ramp hold this time. S-Attack has the slip. It cannot go anywhere other than ramp.
They don't know NiKo's here. S-Attack was on top of the box, right? And NiKo walked below him. So as he turns back straight into NiKo's crosshair, that is massive.
So NiKo pulls us right back into a 4-on-4, 45 and counting. The Ninjas looking to hold on and knock G2 back down to the doldrums. 3 towards ramp side. Very light on util, and Rez is going to be quick to respond should they try and commit towards that low side. NiKo still patrolling. Likely to join his team. It is all really hinging on that low play of hampus. It's an interesting angle he's adopted. Tight on the controls. And you'll hear all of this. So the rotate will be at 9 seconds, dude. It's very... Oh, they just looked away and the bomb is loose. 5 seconds. I think they've run out of time. That's another Ninjas round. There's nothing G2 can do. They might even go down after. And they will. m0NESY condemned. And that is horrible. 50 bucks on Hunter, 150 on m0NESY. This has just gone from bad to worse for G2.
Yeah, that is crazy. That hampus target selection there is the bomb carrier, right? That is the most important kill he could have with that little time left on the clock. So trying to run the clock down, G2 getting tricky with it. I think when you're a team and you're an international squad, it's very difficult to run late round. Think about the teams that we know and love who play late round Counter-Strike. Na'Vi, Outsiders, they're all speaking the same language, right? At least is a little bit more native. Whereas these guys, communication in English, it tends to be more hectic. Maybe you can think about at home if you're playing in your face-it games, people repeat things multiple times in English, and it's very difficult to pinpoint as well. Your brain's lagging, it takes that extra second of time. And this is a round that is really going to sting because 2 players went down after time. How often do you see that?
I can't think of the last time. It's usually one, but both m0NESY and Hunter now going to be completely out of sync with the boys. It's unarmored Deegs for them. NiKo on the hero AK, essentially. It's him and Jax with the only real rifles, and NiP going to be getting a fantastic defensive haul now.
Yeah, it should be 10-1. And then a chance to build more off the back of it. Sure, max loss bonus, but without the plant here, G2 is screwed. What a role reversal from Ancient. I feel we've been here before. Still lack of frags here. NiKo with 3, 2 for Jax, 4 for Alexi, 5 for Hunter, and Modesty at the top with 6, but nobody close to the double digits.
This attack is going to take the deepest line he can into that lobby cross, and NiKo not foolish to step into that line of fire. Little the presence shown by Alexi in the yard, but it's Rez again that's called upon on this ramp hold. They are slipping through. It's Jax heard, and Rez gives it up.
Yeah, well, they have the weapon and utility advantage here, so you can understand why. Hampus locking down Hell, and they need to allow NiKo to find a fight, but if they keep slinking back and playing it safe like this, how's the AK going to land the taps?
Rez nothing to report. I imagine he won't have the same thing to say now. The whole squad barreling towards him loudly, stampeding on the metal, and it's one and done. Jax provides. Still problems for G2. Getting worse as the time ticks. They want to plant, but they're getting peppered, and Esatag has the door swung open. That leads to the bomb on the floor. Hunter catches it. And so Jax very low. NiKo gonna have to do it all now. Did he just wallbang him?
Yeah, up through the floor.
Ouch. 10 seconds, you want to die. Esatag obliges. It is going to be that 10-1.
And no plant, so the chance to have a potent buy here into the next is gone for G2. It should be a half buy again, meaning 11-1 likely. Oh, this is going to sour the mood as we do get the replay there of that wallbang. Great stuff from Esatag, getting tricky with it. But yeah, that B stream, I think everyone should go and check out the results over there. I won't spoil it, we'll leave it up to you, and I'm sure we'll get a bit of a slide in the top right at some point in the near future. But here's that half buy. You pick this map, you have to have a pocket strat or two here, and I felt the same with NiP on Ancient.
Right, yeah, it's almost like they got the veto graphic wrong. Oh, Alexi has lost the bomb, and his teammates too. It's all over. Red Rover here on Nuke. Good grief. A massacre on the conservative buy. 11 already. They'll be back into the rifles now, and you talk about those pocket picks. Well, you know what? It's about time to pull all 3 pages out, because you do need to close strong. Round 13 ahead of us. An 11-4 half still possible for G2. And if they want hope of making this 2-0, knocking Ninjas out here on Nuke, it does hinge on them voicing a little more than they have here on the attack.
There it is, the B-Stream update for everybody playing at home. We're into some pace for this one, though. Hunter's found an opening. That's a change. The second won't come through. Esatag and Plopski are just handedly taking care of business.
Oh, stressful for Plopski, and it does mean Monacy has a chance to do some more damage. Oh, quick into Rez. Rafters clear, and a real leg up now for the 2v2. Monacy's aware that the potential is lobby. Hampus secret side. Divide. And looking to conquer, fakes it out, goes for a safer look.
Okay, so NiKo's doing the wraparound to heaven. You can understand the reposition here. It does condemn Monacy to the back of sight for now, but there will be a car crash towards heaven. I'm not sure that Esatag will be expecting this maneuver from NiKo or vice versa. As he comes up the ladder, he's going to catch the barrel. NiKo saw it. I think his teammates told him.
Still gets the shot, though. Should be a 1v2 for NiKo as Esatag moonwalks in. Oh dear, Hampus, what do you do with this? It's planted for NiKo. And he's
Hampus
just going for the
Hampus
hold, yeah, off the flash, and NiKo, oh, he got off it. That was his round, he had it. NiKo double bluff, and that'll be the round. NiKo goes down. Is it 12? It is 12 for the Ninjas in pajamas. He can't quite believe he got away with that.
Yeah, and Hampus even went wide on the fight right there. So NiKo doubting himself in that situation. He had done more than enough to pull him off the defuse. This is flat, 12-1. The score reads right now, and the best opportunity in a while was facilitated by the young gun. Spins on a dime right here and picks up a really big kill onto Rez. Unfortunate timing here from NiKo. Just as he comes up the ladder, Esatag pips his teammate in the side, and that turns it into a 1-on-2 situation against G2. Can't convert, can't get it done, and this hole grows.
I wonder what sense Monacy's rocking. That looked like he's got a pretty high sensitivity to find that sweep so quick. And talking of quick, look how fast NiKo's gotten across the secret. Esatag, no info. Now he was blind, just turns the corner. Unlikely. Esatag none the wiser. Oh. Roland onto NiKo, so his adventures have been cut short.
Yeah, he was tucked in warehouse, so he was always open, and Esatag's found one as well. This is NiP one-upping G2 from map number 1.
Well,
That's a nice shot, but at this point it's hard to get excited here. Rez will do a chunk of damage to Alexi. He's stalled out with his push. The bomb should get planted as crowd control utility is thrown out towards ramp. Alexi trying to puff up his chest and seem bigger than he is, but it's still a 4-on-3 situation for the Ninjas.
Can they retake as efficiently?
Plopski sniffing this out.
It's been hunted down. Jack's providing a nice little smidge of backup. They have their backs turned to each other. Hello? Plopski!
You saw him! You saw him!
Plopski, please! Gets it eventually. Alexi be alone and down the vents late. Maybe this could be the element of surprise he needs. Will they consider this? They're holding it now. He has to be quick about this, and the door is closed. Unless he finds the head immediately, that's going to read 13. And this is G2's pick, but you couldn't tell if you look at the scoreline. 1 round is all they can muster so far on the attack, and they've only got 1 more opportunity.
It turns out, yeah, oh my lord.
He nearly turned, Hunter nearly turned, and then Plopski, I swear he saw him there on the wide.
Well, as soon as he starts shooting, I think that really helps. The audible. We only respond to sounds around here. They're bats, they've got sonar.
I checked out Monasty's sense, by the way. It couldn't be more middle of the road. He's rocking a EDPI of 800, so sense 2 on DPI 400.
Very standard stuff.
Very much. I think it is right in the middle of everyone.
Well, this half is anything but in the middle. Another kill goes in the favor of NiP to kick it off, and it's hard to get excited about a game like this. It's great to see NiP bounce back after map number 1, but it's not competitive. It's just NiP blowing them out of the server here. There's only been a total of 3 opening kills for G2 in this entire half. Alexi B's given away 5 opening deaths. I think after this one, it might actually be 6.
Rez. Oh, this is some seriously naughty stuff. Jax has just swept into the lobby.
The timings are mental.
Know, right? But I mean, this will really kick you in the crotch, right? He's going to be on silo at 1:06. I mean, Hunter is going to be...
Oh, it's heard. It's heard. Hunter heard it.
Well, that lost its potency quick. NiKo is going to quickly punish him, and it seems like these hyper-aggressive moves in the final round of play might very well lead to a G2 second.
Well, you know what's better than 1? 2.
Quick maths.
As there's 2 remaining right now for NiP. Brolin and Esatag to 2 on 4. Now, Brolin's had his moments, Esatag as well, both of which have managed to cement themselves in the double digits. There's so many players to keep track of right now.
Yeah, try as he might, Esatag's got a lot on his plate, and they are using ramp to access Brolin. 34 points of health. It's going to be very hard pressed to find a multi-kill here, but it is a necessity. Well done onto NiKo. Needed a second. Damage inflicted onto Jax, and now the AWP of Esatag. If he can catch Hunter's lurk, which he can't, we could have had a conversation. 13-2 on the half. Could it be 3? It seems likely. We'll find out, though, as we jump into that pistol after the break.
Hey Future Pros! On Nuke today with a util set you can throw to help your teammates pull off a vent dive. First things first, shoot out this window. Climb the ladder, and while running along the raised edge, aim as shown. Running jump throw the molly just before you get to the ladder. This molly is not the best one you can throw for hut, as it will almost always leave a gap above the hut doorway. But for a vent dive or a squeaky push, it's pretty handy. Back up and running jump throw your flashes with the same lineup. I would like to say this is all you need, but your teammates should still nade open the door, smoke the close molly, and then molly and flash into A main to be fully effective with your util. Hopefully your teammates manage this and you'll have a good chance to make it down that vent.
What was the third map, Chad?
Inferno.
Inferno, all right.
Are you familiar with the term rope-a-dope?
I'm familiar with it. I couldn't give you any sort of clear definition.
Well, it's a boxing term. Basically, you want to take... you're going to take some blows that are not going to cause you a significant injury.
Right.
So there's been no significant injury to G2 just yet because they haven't lost the map. Right now, they could just be allowing NiP to expend all that energy in the first half to now come out in the second and get 15 rounds straight.
Okay, so the first half was the rope, and now they're going to make NiP look like the dope.
Yeah, well, let's see how that goes, because right now the 1x bet odds are still favoring G2.
Interesting.
Well, for the series, sure. For the map, I don't think so.
Yeah, certainly could look different on map 3. It's Alexi B1, NiP with the pair. And they're coming into Jax's domain. He's going to try and get away. And does so successfully. It's NiKo unarmored and clearing yard. Esatag and Brolan do think better of committing. It's Hunter to check out this hut push, and he's in the right place. Could find the right result into the center of mass. NiKo clears yard. It's a 2-on-2 here, and it's a must-win pistol for G2 if we want to have a conversation about Nuke. Oh, hampus puts his head in the crosshair on those taps from NiKo.
This is the gap, though. Jax is pushing ramp right now. So very likely that Esatag will get the bomb down here. The sound cue will have to be made of swinging open the door, but he's going to punch in the digits here. Jax going to respond from ramp. NiKo quickly hightailing it down the vent, but Esatag in a 1-on-2. He does have an opportunity here, and the goosh immediately onto Jax.
Yeah, okay. He'd love to finish his meal, though, because he anticipates NiKo from that vent side. Trying to play this with the extra man advantage. It's timing as well for Esatag. 15 bullets, he's got plenty. Jax gets it done, and G2 take the first step to converting and recovering Nuke.
Well, honestly, looks like he's believing, and maybe he needs to see if he can help the rest of his team do exactly that, because this is more than an uphill battle here, and the biggest negative of that whole situation was the fact the bomb went down. Likely to see a force bite here from NiP, but NiKo very fortunate here with the taps through the smoke. Does drop hampus, who's going to be a little bit frustrated with how that one concluded. Esatag, a good goosh initially, but Jax with an even better shot there to finish the round. And yeah, you can see, honestly, I don't think he's going to stop believing. Now, it's actually a conservative approach from NiP, and that makes sense. Right? You have two choices here. You can just push the issue, try and rip it off like a Band-Aid, or you can take your time, go, all right, it's more likely we'll win a round when we get AKs, and they can do so in the next.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the best objective here is just going to be to hit some stunning deagle shots. And that would be for hampus and Brolan, equipped with that $700 pistol.
It's curious, NiKo doesn't have his major trophy on display.
Not when he's playing Nuke.
Yeah, fair enough. All of NiP do.
Hey. Nice little lineup as well.
Seen a couple different variations of these in recent times, looking for different gaps and different angles to facilitate fights, but I think hampus has a good idea of NiKo's intentions, and yeah, we'll chip away, just one bullet landing there. Still hanging around, NiKo's not done. Brolan will take a big chunk of nade damage over towards that ramp position in the interim. And someone's having some fun out here. Okay, well, kill after kill, it is falling in the favor of G2 as we expected. Nothing going against them here as Hunter will find Esatag, and it's just that peppered up Brolan coming through squeaky door. Falls to Hunter, and there you go, Jax starting to get a bit of pep behind him as well.
He's got dinner plans. Was counting on the 2-0, and NiP certainly making a strong case for a third.
Well, this is 3 consecutive rounds if you consider the last round of the first half. I'm looking for anything right now.
Yeah, no, it's solid, man. It's solid. Wow, there's something going on over there, man. It sounds like they want to fight each other.
Isn't the game already finished between? Oh, it's only, yeah, okay. Never mind, we're going to a third map. I thought that was the end of the series.
No.
I was one step ahead of myself. It was just to take us to Nuke. So a third map for Mounds versus Vitality as well.
Hyping each other up, and Esatag will miss in a strafing NiKo. He's out towards red container. Pot shots are plenty. Oh, he's got a timer here. Modesty should have him dead to rights unless he somehow flicks over. hampus is supposed to be bodyguarding him, pre-aiming on the silo. Great shot, long range. Silo just secret draws blood, and m0NESY forced to watch as he concedes his 15th death.
That's his first peak too, right? Wasn't facilitated by a flash. He just peeked and
I can't believe
wrecked.
there's another one there, and they've even considered it. They Molotov Alexi out of the secret as it enables hampus to start his progressions, breaking the glass on lockers. And this is where the T side really gets to stretch their legs. They can have a lot of fun with this now. By parking hampus here, they can go wherever they desire.
Traditionally, the CT should push lobby, otherwise you get boxed in. But if they push lobby, it's going to be straight into Brolin here. So they're understanding the situation now, trying to hide, but that's it. The attack is coming.
Who takes contact first? You'd imagine it'd be Hut. Now, NiKo's arriving lobby. They are still considering this, and there's the Hut contact. Now Hunter has to be worried, and on the switch, hampus does push in. NiKo from behind will go down as well, burnt a little before the bullets of Rez found him.
Plopski's already ready for this, so communication an all-time high right now for NiP. And I'd love to know what was said in that huddle outside between map 1 and map 2. Because they came in looking like a different team, and I understand that they were starting on the CT side of Nuke. But remember, Brolin was pushing into lobby on the CT side very, very early on and wanting to take a lot more fights. They were also trying to fire each other up a bit more, and that is easier to do when you're winning rounds. And there's another one. hampus will take down Alexi, and deflated now. Map choice going against them, and that does tend to suck a bit of confidence out of the staff, right? The coaching staff, the in-game leader, like, we picked this for a reason, and now we're about to lose 16-4.
But then that's the equilibrium of the two teams in play right now, because both of them are having the weird doubts at the start.
I want you to think about it this way, though. For G2, I mean, sorry, for NiP, that happened on map number 1.
Definitely a bit of a difference there. G2 are the ones now who are going to be deflated in that team huddle in preparation for Inferno.
Yeah, well, NiP have already fired themselves up, right? Whereas G2 now need to do it again.
That is if you can't, you know, have a bit of a resurgence on this second half of Nuke. NiKo's going to give it a good shot, and hampus should be dead. Is sealed. And there's the deal back. Rez catches him before he can dismount that rather forward position on top of Warehouse.
It's the most cut and dry analysis, and it's the keep it simple, stupid approach, right? But the individuals, it sucks to put it down to that, because when we hear it from the players, it always seems like such a cliche. But at the end of the day, if they're not firing on any cylinders, you have a tough time, right? And it's a clear change from map 1 to map 2. It was Brolin and Rez, they weren't in the server, and now they are. And this is, hampus is back to play. He's got another 21 kills to his name. I know a lot of those were eco bashes. We did cover that, but still, he's hitting the shots he needs to.
And Alexi was on par with m0NESY on map 1, and now he's, well, 5-16. He hasn't been able to have too much fun in that first half.
How many times have you seen m0NESY with an AWP as well in this map so far, right? It's been few and far between, so both teams just having a real rough go of things on their own map choice. As you said, it makes it look like we got the veto graphic wrong.
So, walking into top site, it's not particularly well manned. You can see Hunter on that site, m0NESY with the scout, and wow, Rez actually opens up with the hardest of the 3. Jax on the rafters should be limited to 1, and it is all Rez. That's 3 kills out of Rez. m0NESY giving it a good go with a partnership of Alexi B. They are light on time. Plopski doesn't have time. Okay, that's a G2 round. A bit of a fumble there. And that will be a 5th. Despite the heroics of Rez, it was those extra pickings, just the jewels from Alexi B in particular, that stand out and bring a 5th home for G2.
Yeah, can't wipe the sweat off the brow just yet, and not even talking about the scoreline here, just talking about the type of purchases. There'll be more Famuses in the mix, maybe a couple more MP9s. You lose 4 players, and you don't have any economy built, right? The win bonus is great if you're on the T side. On the CT side, you're missing the trimmings, right? Maybe you've got the spuds and the roast beef, but you definitely don't have the radish and all that other good stuff.
The Brussels sprouts, I'd hope. NiKo back to contest yard, trying a new approach. m0NESY's responsibility is that slip. Slight gap, vision taken away and denied. Oh, careful now, Brolin. He's been tagged up to 8 HP as NiKo reacts immediately. Got himself a fresh magazine to hold them at bay here, and it will have to be, oof, some good shooting. He's in the right place, but Plopski, the first bullet out of his AK, neutralizes NiKo. Can we cut back to Brolin's position? Yeah, he is responsible for lobby, but he's also 8 HP. So this is one way to do it. It's not necessarily actively contesting lobby, but he will have glances at times.
This is the thing, and also for NiP, you're going to have a good understanding that if they want to take lobby control, they can have it, and they can be contained. But actually, they're dropping back completely. 3 players have left hampus up to his own devices in yard. That means they need to get past Hunter, as we can see, as in Squeaky, and Jax, who's actually starting to head over towards ramp. So they don't have the best positions for a crossfire for the re-emergence in towards main.
I mean, Hunter with an MP9 against 3 AK-47s. It's a good start, good trade. Now Jax perhaps with the element of surprise here. He knows he's behind them. If m0NESY can hit a scout headshot, he's keeping it competitive at the bare minimum. Bomb to be retrieved. Jax to catch the timing as Rez looks away. That's a big frag opportunity.
Needs
Jax
to stop the plant.
Should stop the plant. Bit late on that, but still the frag all the same. A 2-on-2 established, but Alexi up the vent. Attack doesn't know. Oh, and he's the healthy AWPer. Flash up, attack blind, eliminated. Great team play out of these two.
Remember where they planted. This is good for hampus now, but they seem to know where he's coming from.
Fake. hampus calls the bluff. But with this much health, I mean, what's he supposed to do? They're looking, they're pre-aiming and converting. Look at the focus in celebrations there from m0NESY. It seems like they believe they can still make this a 2-0.
Oh, this is a not ideal save right there. Jax found the AWP, but Alexi picked up the scout. You would have still preferred to have the FAMAS instead of that right here. And Rez salvaging the plan. He must have made Jax feel pretty foolish in this situation, but they're still able to convert the round here. That was great teamwork. You really like to see that here, especially in a pressure situation when you're down 14-5, now 14-6, but he's coming to get the AWP. That's what m0NESY is doing in that situation to make sure he can get the big green. And I think they tossed away the scout completely here. So almost a wasted save from Alexi in that situation.
NiP have been humbled. It's a conservative, a Kevlar and pistol. We'll get that crosshair back momentarily. There it is.
No, it's a donated weapon. So you know how we do the fly cams as well and we don't see that? It's this bloody bug with the donated weapons. We've emailed Valve.
I mean, we had a drop button already. We didn't need this Valorante.
That's the thing,
hand-holding.
you know, they wanted to make it a little bit easier for everybody, and now we, the spectator, have to suffer. Mate, me and Rush even made videos.
I mean, it is just a little bit disorientating.
I had somebody tweet at me today asking if we could fix it, and I told him the reason, and unfortunately we can't.
All right, well, Plopski's throwing out some smokes to enable hampus to have a wander.
Actually, I have a good idea. If you're at home and you want to make sure you have a permanent crosshair, when one comes back on your screen, I want you to get a Sharpie on your $400 monitor, and I want you to... Please don't do that. Actually, please don't. No. Don't do that. I don't want to be responsible for you making
I used to play with a guy
decision.
that had a tiny blue tack dot, though. That's a little safer.
Scumbag.
Yeah. Hit some no-scopes, though.
Of course he did. Aim assist.
You know there's monitors that do it. Built in.
Giving people a lot of ideas right now, but a lot of space taken, and they have no idea that hampus is here. An opportunity on m0NESY, but now NiKo has been alerted to his presence.
It was exciting. It may still be if Hunter doesn't get 2, and he looks set for it. Him and Jax combine, and it is all 5 still alive for G2 as they pull home the 7th.
Well, see the rope-a-dope going exactly as we all thought it would. Only a 7-round game now. Yep, only a 7-round game now. As continuing to march back into things are G2. Now the CT side, we know it is the easier side of the two, but in the recent years, Nuke has become one of those maps where the Ts have come up with so many different openings to rounds, right? Ways to force rotations, ask questions of where the Ts may have gotten off to. You're going to have to keep this one extremely clean, almost a perfect half required from G2 here. Actually, no, a perfect game from here forward if they want to get it done in regulation.
Ooh, lining up that flashbang for some aggression or reaction. It's Alexi B that's going to be set up by Jax. Flash, incendiary, and the push. That's cheeky. Tries for the wall bang, reveals that that's been lost. So lots of pressure on this lobby hold, and they're already operating at a disadvantage. So Tag's gone.
hampus is already down here, though. Jax is trying to address this, jiggling each corner. Does find the head, but doesn't land the shot. hampus has a chance to stay alive and still take this duel. Low on HP. Jax is running out of bullets and has to switch to the USP.
Yeah, it should be Alexi B as well on ramp. Gives up the control. maintains that man advantage, and so pressure on NiP now.
But they know 2 are down towards B. If they want to try and head up towards the top site and take the fight, it might only be 1 or 2 players. Look how many individuals are dispatched with just trying to find hampus.
Yeah, that's a lot of resources for one man, and he's still alive. On that 14 HP, gets it done. Jax delivers, but now back to top site.
Nobody from NiP took any risks here. Sure, Brolin has control of Hell, but they need to start heading back in towards lobby, and Brolin gets spotted by m0NESY. Easy shot, and Hunter, we've seen him in this squeaky door position before, should get a lot more done. The MP9 rings true, and they even know where the last is. Rez! Drive-by shot in the AK, 1v5.
Yeah, that's nice. I don't know if a bomb plant is going to be possible. He fakes it out to try and just catch one more. Does separate the CT vent and hits Jax. Scary, very scary. Rez is 12 seconds as he fakes it out. Wants to plant again. They surely run him down here. They do. Charge in. Alexi B will save her. And the next task, just a little roll of the eyes there. He got a little too close for comfort in the 1v5. Rez threatening.
I'm sorry, if he planted immediately, look, he's not to know. He has a real chance of winning that round.
Yeah,
that drive-by was nuts. The first one onto Hunter was wildin'.
Oh, you're right. I mean, Alexi B, if he had been started or committed to that first plant, there's no way he's running him down for the risk of a fake. Okay. Now, they are taking a T timeout, and it is worth mentioning, Chad. I think now is the perfect time to discuss NiP's shortcomings on their T side of Ancient.
That's true, right? It's a very
like how many T rounds have they been
there.
Posting over the last 2 days?
Yeah, it hasn't been great. Look, the game against Na'Vi, they were blown out of the water on both sides, but you bang on there. They really only brought that Ancient back to a respectable scoreline because of their CT halves, and the weapons here on the CT side were able to take some fights. You can see Alexi looking a little bit stressed here. It's rubbing the eyes as Xtaz had a chance to chip in too. So yeah, you bring up a good point. If hampus isn't finding the entry or the space, he found the space, just not the opening kill, then who do we look towards? Because S-Tag was actually a key to finding picks with the AWP on Ancient. Maybe they need to try and facilitate that here as the game moves forward. But that was the first NiP timeout so far on Nuke, and that tells you how well things have been going up to this point.
Okay, well, another bite of the cherry with the guns.
This is the thing, right? Brolin can be a very explosive rifler, and same as Rez. Hampus is really good at weaseling his way into the backline. So I'm listing multiple names who should be good to find openings or at least be facilitated to do so, but...
Oh, he gets away with it. Okay, NiKo has drawn blood on his yard spray. It was Plopski that goes down, and he's just slumped over nothing on that box.
Had a big night, I think.
Yeah. It was Friday yesterday. Hunter, very little hope in finding a frag on his spray into that squeaky door. You can see they've thrown this very particular smoke. Brolin's just staring at it as it fades.
See a couple more of these M4A4 starting to creep in as well. Not a whole lot, but every now and again, as Jax is perched up in a powerful position to deny if Brolin oversteps the mark here.
He knows the Brolin just lies in wait. NiKo has this main pool and taps away and airs attack, so it's going to be set for another G2 conversion. Rez definitely firing on some cylinders now, but he's partnered up with both of them being rather low. It's hampus and him into the top site. m0NESY late through that lobby. It's Alexi back up the vents, so top site is defended with a pincer of NiKo and Alexi B.
Well, this nade could be
great
that's
here. Actually perfect. Yep. Oh, and hampus just about survives as well. To be run down now, he holds the spray, 3 barreling towards him on the 9 HP. Nothing he could have done, and G2 are certainly making a case for that 2-0, albeit NiP starting to have doubts in their T-side capabilities.
It's only 4 consecutive rounds right now. Make that 5 as the defuse comes through, and the defuse key is important here as we get Smoko vision just to see NiKo with the perfect crosshair placement. Rez was paired up with hampus, you're right, to at least try and make this one a bit more of a manageable situation, but getting the bomb down again here is huge because the loss bonus will facilitate at least another partial buy. A couple of AKs in the mix, one for hampus, one for Rez, and I discussed the fact that S-Tag was finding AWP picks for them over there on Ancient. Well, he's left enough cash in the coffers to buy an AWP in the next round, likely why we see 3 Tech 9s in play. But pace, that could be the answer here.
Let's find out if it does shape up that way. Now, they have gone for the wall of smoke, so G2 immediately don't have answers. There's uncertainty brewing, and you can see NiKo acknowledging that with his position already. Alexi's going to have someone knocking on his ramp door. Now, smoke might hold them at bay, and I think that will cancel play. Hampus will worm down the secret stairs. Good lineup on the HG. Chips away at all three of them. So those one-shot headshots for the M4 are plenty now available.
This is it. They have a couple of options here. They could just beeline it straight down towards B or try and overrun m0NESY. Now, we know that he plays this position towards Hell. He's the AWPer. He has to rotate around. And if they can identify that he's here, these Tech-9s could bound in his direction, and Hampus can try and come up with a bit of a flank. Walking down the ramp position, applying more pressure towards NiKo and Alexi.
And he's got a real opportunity. If NiKo takes the first shot, Alexi maybe presented many chances here. So yeah, hides in plain sight. NiKo draws fire, and now Alexi waits the collection. Wow, NiKo's not waiting for anyone. It is just the two of them. Glorious from NiKo. A one-tap to finish with Flourish. 14 now to 10. This is looking like a much less intimidating scoreline after the 13-2 half.
It looked like NiKo was reading Hampus like a book. It's like, yeah, we know that you could be across, but I'm going to take the fight against your boys before you even get activated. And as you round the corner, cop a classic one-tap to the dome. That's what you want to see there. And they swat away this partial purchase. You catch this again from NiKo's POV, this last one. Beautiful. That's what you need to see now if you're a G2 fan and you're believing in this 2-0. But I'm sure NiP have a different conversation, as it's not the AWP at all.
No, this is a different pace change, though. You can see already crawling through. They can flash through this. This can work, but Hunter's been hiding and waiting for his chance. Look at this damage. It's so quick. One back from the flames. Brolan, surely a dead man. Hampus spotted out in yard, so then you've got a very good idea as to where the last two ninjas lie. And yeah, G2 are making a quick and pretty convincing case to make this even a 3-round game.
Just these CT halves, they have just been so stifling for both these teams. It doesn't feel like anybody can make the right call.
Not at all.
In the game I did earlier with Anders, there was a lot of like low buy, force buy type wins. Here we're not even getting any of that. It doesn't feel like players are finding too much traction in that regard at all. And I did talk about the plants in consecutive fashion a little bit earlier. Well, the last two, it's been one-way traffic for G2. That's only a 3-round game now. And another timeout has to be called. DJL, this is the despair that we saw on map number 1 starting to creep back in. Boys, we've done the hard work. We had a massive first half. You can't let it fall right now. It has to be another partial purchase, right? There's not enough for everybody to get the AKs again. You can't have two. We can't have 3 consecutive rounds of some people on AKs and some people on pistols. Everybody needs all the goodies at some point, and they still haven't hit the red emergency button of the Esatag orb. I don't know if we'll see it here in this half.
Yeah, it's going to definitely start grating on you when the whispers become reality. You know, people say, oh yeah, NRP's T sides are quite weak, and then you lose a couple of bad T sides and you start believing the rumor mill. It's just Tech-9's light on opportunity into this one. NiKo looking to do what Hunter's been doing and bullying these ninjas in lobby. A spray through, a high flash. Hunter should being the operative. It's Rez though with that tap. Takes the head off of Hunter. Down the vent, slightly promising if they can get that bomb down. Extra guarantee of funds. Hampus is known, and m0NESY knows exactly what you're trying. Won't let Esatag get anything done. G2 tappings from Plopski, nothing converted, and they are so focused, laser focused on this comeback.
Yeah, you'd prefer to get this done in 2 maps, right? And that's Captain Obvious back in the building again here. But if you do it with this type of a comeback, I don't think they care if they play Vitality or Mouse tomorrow, because their confidence is going to be through the bloody roof. And the fact that they lose an opening kill right there and NiKo makes up for it with a double immediately, this is fantastic signs. And the AWP does come out eventually. Finally, Esatag will have an opportunity to try and find them a way into this T half.
It has to be this one, right?
It's just 1 round so far for NiP. They need something.
It has to be. Does feel like Alexi's had Hampus' number, though, in terms of a read on the call, another opening in the feed, and that's the Esatag AWP and their AWP head-to-head on ramp. NiKo tucks into warehouse, and ninjas slinking what little remains of them down the stairs.
You're going to have 5 weeks to reflect on this miserable T half. Elimination from Cologne on the line. This is just for survival. The Lanks are still a whole best of 3 away, and so much hard work done by NiP in the first half. All could be for naught.
They're going to have to rotate out. Brolin will have to start moving soon. Nice one back from hampus, doing everything he can to make this 15th a reality. This is promising. They have the sight, the util blocking sight, and Brolin catching that rotate. It was Hunter. Not ready for Brolin. The trade comes back late from Jax. So a 3v3 post plan, and it could change. It's a very hard shot for m0NESY to go for. NiKo trying to walk on the distraction of that AWP shot. Jax versus Plopski. Asks too much of the Frenchman. And NiKo starts to probe into the site and support his m0NESY. And that'll do. That's 15. NiP win the war of attrition on the must-win.
Well, they've broken through, but it's not going to be easy to find that 16th round by any means. Just as G2 had sold us, they made us believe in this comeback. From a first half that was a 13-2 scoreline all the way back to 14-12. Now, 15-12 as NiP. Oh, they took a bit of a breather throughout this half. Consecutive round after consecutive round kept coming in favor of G2. Plenty of cash to splash for another buy, but maybe that's the recipe for success.
Attack's trying his luck. He's not going to be deterred after losing that duel to m0NESY. It's a different shape from G2's defense this time. Aiming over the incandescence of the flame. Does reveal the orb's location. Pulls the shot after Alexi's flash. They are crawling quite quickly here. Alexi has no help. m0NESY saying it's way too quiet here on yard. Alexi readies himself, not faffing around with his nades. Does have a smoke to deploy, but he's just going to stand and bang.
Yeah, it would be a good time to block with the smoke. If your AWPer calls yard clear, you know that the attack has to be coming. Okay, so just juggling this around. Now the fake's going to come through, but m0NESY's forward position here, he will call this clear. They know that this is a fake. Alexi will get all the information right now. This is the perfect time to drop the smoke.
And he will. Okay. He gets the smoke and gets away. At least they're pushed through it. Hunter's tucked in and the rotate from NiKo has been locked in. So they can come back through lobby, but they are starting to crawl back towards that low site.
They have so much utility to execute in towards B here. Multiple smokes, multiple mollies, another one to deny hampus's crawl here. And as they creep on down, there's two players already waiting.
NiKo and Alexi to defend him. 25 seconds, the Swedes running light on time. It's all about the execution now. Still 5 versus 5. Here's the commit. NiKo tries to get it done. Can't do so. It's Alexi one back. Alexi needs to be cleared. The low HP baits and switches into Brolin. Needs a safe plant. It can be contested, and it will be. Looking set for the G2 conversion. There is nothing attack can do. Instead, he's just looking to survive as 13 is inscribed. We will go again.
Wow. You think it's perfect. They have all the util they need. They even take NiKo out without a whimper. And Alexi there in the site gets 2. The fact that the door swings open, the bomb gets denied, things are heating up now. Just a 2-round game is another timeout call for DJL. And this is great from Alexi. Doesn't overstep the mark, allows time just to be rotted off the clock. If he oversteps and goes down quicker, maybe, just maybe, Brolin could find a safe haven for that plant. But Hunter, the hero in that round, does secure G2, their 13th. And this is a nail-biter. Sure, we've had long stretches where it's been one-way traffic, but this is where the game starts to heat up. The decisions, every single choice that you make from here on out for NiP, it's either going to be all over and we head to overtime, or G2. They've come all this way for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to put it. I'm more interested in the dynamics of NiP's second half. It's starting to become very apparent that there is truth to their T sides and its weaknesses. Again, off the back of a timeout, what does DGL command the troops to do? Be it perhaps a bit more conviction. They eat the flash, don't panic.
It's ramp again.
It is the attempt on ramp. Will Alexi be able to get that one and done? Does drop off the info. Good pressure applied early by the Ninjas. They don't have to commit, but it is forcing utility out of G2. You can see Hunter's rotated down to support the Finn. Brolin maintains lobby control. And the Ninjas just talking this one out. You can see juggling utility. m0NESY starting to press forward. A dead even heat right now. A single round is all that separates NiP from a third, but m0NESY And Jack starting to sweep into that lobby. Brolin's waiting for this, and there it is. Blood drawn. Favors the ninjas.
Gap,
Four
gap.
more required, and yeah, that gap does haunt Plopski. He has gone down. That was the bomb as well.
Big nade.
And the nade does look destined for glory. Not going to be the bloodshed they wanted, though. Hampus still catches him. Need a re-smoke. Does provide, and now quick strafe into the site. And attack catches him. Different M4 could have been a different result, but this seems like it is going to Inferno. m0NESY wants to change the dialogue. Hits one onto Brolin, but not before the bomb goes down. 2 versus 3. But it is m0NESY and NiKo. attack looking the wrong way. Needs to be aware that both a possibility as NiKo just about to be on the perfect timing. Can they really make a 2v4 happen? Super light on time. hampus hiding behind the side. The nade just shy. It's good from Rez. And m0NESY does not have the clock in his favor. There you have it. We are off to Inferno, but not with celebrations, with a sigh of relief, Chad. From a 13-2 half, NiP are pushed all the way back to a 16-13.
But we got what we wanted. Rez showed up, 27 kills to his name, Brolin with 22, and hampus continues his form, 24 for the in-game leader. NiP are here to play, and Inferno up next.
Yeah, let's hear what they're thinking after that one. NiP force us to 3. Freya standing by.
Man, that got incredibly...